What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be going over Palantir Technologies, ticker symbol PLTR. We have a lot to go over in this video, so make sure you stick around so you can stay up to date on everything going on with Palantir right now. We're going to be going over the massive insider selling that we have seen from Palantir. We're going to go over ARK Invest buying the dip in an absolutely massive way. We're going to go over the unusual options activity that we've been seeing on the Palantir option chain over the past couple days. And Palantir also received a new contract today. So there is a lot happening with this stock. And if you guys want to make sure that you know all of the information that you could possibly have in order to make the smart investment decisions that you guys all need to do, make sure you stick until the end of this video. And if you guys enjoy the information that I provide for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell if you want to be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you to about 4,300 of you that have already turned on that notification bell. That you guys are the absolute best, watching my videos as soon as they are put out and showing love. You guys are just absolutely the best, and I'm super appreciative. So going over and taking a look at the chart of Palantir, we can see that today, at the current time that I am recording this video, the stock is down about 7%. Now, ever since Palantir reported its earnings, it's been in a very steep downtrend, and then the share lockup period expired, and we've just been seeing a lot of selling pressure in Palantir over the last week. But if you are a long-term investor, in my opinion, you do not have a lot to worry about, because this company is bringing in a lot of new recurring revenue almost every other week when they sign a new contract. They're all multi-million-dollar contracts, and I think, in my opinion, Palantir is going to be around for a long time, and they are going to become a massive company and have a massive valuation going forward. I actually think we could see Palantir hit the triple-digit mark very soon if we see them continue on their current trajectory. Now, coming over to the first article, which is definitely playing a role in why Palantir is down about 7% today, we can see that meanwhile, an SEC filing released on Friday showed Peter Thiel sold roughly 20 million shares of Palantir between 25 and 26 per share after converting Class B common stock into Class A common stock. We also saw that Stephen Cohen also sold a substantial amount of shares, and it's just not going well for Palantir right now. So Stephen Cohen and other two top executives sold about 2.7 million shares of Palantir since the lockup expired on February 18th. Now, I was predicting earlier that there wasn't going to be that much selling pressure in Palantir shares because the stock was trading so far off of the highs, and we still had earnings. But once earnings came out and the overall market sold off, I think a lot of these insiders got a little bit spooked, and they ended up selling a portion of their stake in the company. But this is just a short-term dip, and we are going to definitely see Palantir go back on its trajectory to the moon in the next couple of months. The main reasons that I think Palantir is going to be reversing in the near future once this overall market sell-off kind of settles down and investors have more confidence putting back money into the market is that, one, Cathie Wood purchased almost $200 million of Palantir shares in the last week. There was a significant dip. She had already had a position in Palantir, but went absolutely crazy on her dip buying spree and added almost $200 million to her position. The second thing is that Palantir keeps getting brand new contracts, and this actually really boosts the revenue for the long term because their revenue model is based on a recurring basis. So in this specific deal, Palantir today announced a multi-million-dollar expansion of its relationship with 3M. 3M has chosen to expand its use of Palantir's Foundry platform to support its digital transformation, assisting in the build-out of a dynamic supply chain that enables the global manufacturer to respond nimbly to changes in demand across tens of thousands of products. So the Foundry platform is essentially a very complex dashboard that takes all of the complex data and makes it very simple simple for the users to interpret. So in an increasingly complex world, the success of our business depends on our ability to respond quickly to changing facts on the ground, says Brig Knott, 3M's vice president, end-to-end service, operations, and Lean Six Sigma. In the midst of a pandemic and significant changes to our demand across products, the Foundry platform enabled us to react quickly and effectively. We're excited to expand this work across the 3M enterprise. 3M has been at the forefront of digital transformation, and we're excited to deepen our relationship with this innovative global company. So recently, Palantir has not really given a lot of information on the value of these contracts. We've seen a lot that they are just multi-million-dollar contracts. Now, it is possible that they are not releasing the actual prices of these contracts because they don't want another massive run-up expectation for their earnings to happen again. So we saw hundreds of millions of dollars of contracts get given to Palantir over the fourth quarter of 2020. And I think that had a lot to do with why investors were hyping up this company so much and they thought they were going to actually smash earnings. But what people fail to realize is that these are multi-year contracts and they aren't receiving these $100 million in contracts up front to complete the work and provide the service that the governments and companies have asked Palantir to provide. Now, Palantir has some very unusual options activity on its options chain. There are a couple of specific strikes on specific dates that have a very high open interest, which means that that is the amount of contracts being held in people's brokerage accounts at the current time, and extremely high volume on the day, which means those are the amount of contracts that were bought and sold in a given day. So these are going to be the March 19th expiration date, and we are looking at the call options for Palantir. If we come down to these $30 strikes, we can see that they have an open interest of 52,756. That is way more than anything that we see on the option chain right now. We also see a very high open interest on the 32s, and the highest open interest that we see is on the 35s. Now, if we come over to the volume, the highest volume on today was the $30 strikes, and these are at about 16,182 contracts bought and sold in a given day, and the 35s had a little bit less of 6,276. So options traders are betting that Palantir is going to have a massive reversal after the market cools down on this volatility, and Palantir's share lockup period expiration date has kind of settled down as well. So I've said this in a couple of my other previous videos about some other stocks, but I think that these dips in a lot of the stocks that we have been talking about are going to be very good ones to buy. Now, if you have been watching my videos for over a month and a half, then you have seen the massive growth in the stocks that we have been talking about. And in the last week, a lot of those gains have been given up. But if we look at a couple of stocks like Senseonics, those stocks are still up 50% in the last couple of months. So if you were able to get in early when we started talking about these stocks, you are still doing very well. Same thing with Palantir. If this stock has been on your radar for a while and you have a position down in the teens, that's your average cost, you're still doing fine right now. Even if you bought last week on this dip around 25 before ARK Invest came in and bought a boatload of shares, you are still up a slight amount. Now, this could be a very good spot to buy the dip because we've seen the high of Palantir go all the way up to 45. Now, I do think it is going to take some time for Palantir to break new highs. We are going to have to see some massive contracts come through, and I also think we are going to have to see some very good earnings come out for Palantir next quarter and the quarter after for them to be able to break new highs. But that being said, this is a hyper growth stock, and Palantir always has the possibility to shoot up 15 to 20% in a given day. So that is going to be it for this update on Palantir. If you guys enjoyed the information that I provided for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.